Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Huzaifah Ahmed and I'm from Rehan Korangi campus. Today, the review for the TEDx talk, "The Power of Vulnerability," is here, which was said by Brené Brown. And I'll be honest, the title made me think this would be something soft and motivational, but it's actually grounded in years of real research and it gets somewhere unexpected. Well, for the introduction, Brown is a research professor who has spent over a decade trying to study human connection, specifically shame, vulnerability, courage, and empathy. And she opens with something that quietly sets up the whole talk. Earlier in her academic career, she was taught that if something that cannot be measured, it does not exist. She was drawn to that idea, the desire to make messy human experiences organized and predictable. But what she found in her research completely changed all of that. Her central finding in this vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and the path to the feeling of worthiness. And yet, most of us spend enormous energy trying to avoid it. She talks about the concepts of wholehearted living, the people in her research who had a strong sense of love, belonging, and joy. What separated them from everyone else wasn't talent or luck. The key factor was a belief in their own worthiness, the courage to be imperfect, the compassion to be kind to themselves first, and the willingness to let go of who they thought they should be in order to be who actually they are. And then she gets to the part what I think is the core of the whole talk. What we do with vulnerability when it shows up. Rather than dealing with the discomfort, many people develop numbing behaviors, distracting themselves, staying busy, escaping into addictions or routine. Anything to avoid sitting with uncertainty or emotional exposure. But here's the problem with that: you cannot selectively numb emotion. When you numb the difficult feelings, the grief, the shame, and the fear, you also numb the good ones. You numb joy, you numb gratitude, you numb connection. And that's exactly why so many people feel disconnected when their lives look fine from the outside. Her argument is that the people who live most fully are the ones who allow themselves to be seen, really seen, even when there's no guarantee of the outcome. What I found most valuable about this talk is how it reframes something most of us uh, has been taught to see as a weakness over time. Vulnerability isn't falling apart, it's not oversharing or being dramatic. It's having the actual courage to show up authentically. And that takes more strength than pretending everything is fine. The part that stayed with me the most is that the numbing idea. We live in a world that constantly offers us ways to accept and escape discomfort. Our phones, entertainment, staying constantly busy. And Brown is basically saying all of that comes at a cost. When you avoid the hard feelings, you also cut yourself off from the meaningful ones. That's not a small observation, that's something worth thinking about seriously. Overall, this is one of those talks that sound simple but sits with you long after it ends. It's not telling you to be weak, it's telling you that real strength looks very different from what we've been taught. If I had to summarize all of that in one line, it would be: the willingness to be vulnerable is not a sign of weakness, it's the only path to genuine connection. I'd personally recommend this to anyone studying psychology, communication, or who has ever felt like they had to have everything together all the time. Well, this was my review of The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. Thank you, everyone, and Allah Hafiz.